What's going on, everybody? I'm excited to bring you guys some brand new content. We're going to have some horror content coming soon. But the first thing I want to talk about that's like just fire is Chainsaw Man. I'm currently finishing up Chainsaw Man. Fantastic series so far, really fun. And given that I'm about to do a lot more content involving Chainsaw Man, I figured it was time to give you guys like a preview of what it is and why you should check it out and vibe with it, as well as the show I believe just dropped the first episode. So if you haven't subscribed already, please do so and smash the like button on this. Let's get it to like 200, 300, as this is a Goon Explained video. And we're at almost 19.2k, on the road to 20k. Let's get there fast as possible. It's amazing to grow. But anyways, getting back to this, what is Chainsaw Man and why should you guys be checking it out? That's a very basic premise we will be addressing. Chainsaw Man I guess I'll get this out of the way in terms of like where I would put it. I'd say comfortably like an 8 to 9 range. And for an example of how I range stuff I've read, Bleach would be a 6 to 7. Probably a high 6, low 7 for me. So Chainsaw Man is a bop. And the reason I found it so easy to get into is because right away you find yourself rooting for a character that doesn't really give a shit if you root for him. And let me explain what I mean by that. Denji, or the main character from this story, who becomes Chainsaw Man, he is someone that doesn't really give a shit about the world, and rightfully so. I mean, he was literally born, and due to having a piece of shit father, is millions in debt. It's just a terrible debt put on his head. And as a result, Denji took up jobs and eventually hunting devils in order to pay off some of this debt, right? This is a crazy concept, obviously, because it's like this is some regular kid, homeless, downtrodden, arguably worse of a come up than even Naruto had, as Kid Naruto was hated by the entire village. But getting back to this, Denji, his life sucks, right? And he finds this devil, Pochita, and he's like, he nurses it back to health as it was hurt. And he tells it, like, yo, real shit, I don't really vibe with what's going on. I don't really vibe with the world. I don't really want to be who I am. Like, if I die, take my body one day and just live a better life, because as a devil, you could do that. And after healing Pochita, they work to hunt devils and stuff, as Pochita can produce chainsaws. And then one day, the boy Denji gets bopped, and Pochita, upon seeing his friend fall and die, proceeds to say, "Show me your dreams," and merges with Denji, becoming what the series is named Chainsaw Man. Chainsaw Man having this mysterious, intimidating power where he produces chainsaws and cuts shit to pieces and heals by blood. It's amazing. So right away you got a character that's really from the trenches, and you're like, yeah, dude, like, imagine living through this. This would be fucking tragic. Then he gets these powers to start working his way up the ladder, try to get out of the debt, all of that. It feels like, just for a reader, for myself, it feels very immersive, which is something I love in stories. Like, I feel like I truly am witnessing the come up of Denji. Like, I feel like I'm right there with him, seeing him struggle, seeing him pick up the chainsaw eventually, and then seeing him become the chainsaw. And something else that makes him a very fun main character is he's very simple in nature. What I mean by that is, if Denji literally will fight devils that are like threats to entire devil hunters, just to touch some tits after. Like, if that's promised to him, he's like, yo, I ain't never touched no tits before. Like, I'm gonna do this shit. He will literally do the wildest shit just to get some simple things in life that he has been deprived of. And he's also not necessarily good, as Denji doesn't really give a fuck about much else or people. He's kind of selfish in nature. But then again, you can understand why he's like that. Overall, it makes a complex but very fun main character. And something else I feel like needs to be talked about as a bonus to Chainsaw Man. The side characters are dope, but specifically something that I particularly find big time is when a story or manga, anime, or even comics, if it has a strong, not only strong, but a well-written female character. And you absolutely have that in Makima. Like, that bitch is with it. Like, she doesn't care. She wants to smoke with everyone. She's a savage. She's a mysterious, powerful figure that clearly knows she's manipulating everything but doesn't give a fuck. And she's high level with her shit. Super intimidating. Makima makes for a fantastic and engaging character, which, like I said, sometimes we, for one reason or another, get robbed of having really solid female characters, and it's always amazing to see a series that actually has some. So, with like the Makima out the way, because she's honestly one of my favorite characters in the series, some other factors that make it an absolute banger. The violence is everywhere. If you are a fan of action-packed mangas, this is for you. The power system and the power scaling in it, which I'll be getting into in later videos, is pretty fun to track and kind of review and scale ourselves. For instance, it's kind of a series that doesn't go too outright with everything in terms of statements and whatnot, and allows you to interpret many things. So those, in my opinion, are more fun to scale, and it has some unique hacks in the verse. So for those that like to read stuff for scaling, Chainsaw Man's pretty fun to scale. In terms of just pure action story as well, it's pretty good in that department. What holds it back from being like a 10 for me, it's hard to be a 10, bro. Like, you have to be consistently engaging for me, and a consistent banger. To me, Chainsaw Man's not that, but it's pretty damn close. Super interesting to see the story and lore around the Chainsaw Man expand throughout the story, and kind of figuring out further and further why Denji is considered so top tier in potential. And overall, it's a fun adventure in a morally, I would say, like a morally ambiguous world. There's not a lot of good people you meet and see as a reader, but it's a fantastic journey and a crazy read. Overall, I thoroughly enjoyed Chainsaw Man. I'm finishing it up now to start rolling out massive amounts of content. But overall, I encourage all of you, if you haven't seen it, to definitely check it out, as well as check out the show as well. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have read it, or you watched the first episode, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you agree. Also, check out my Discord server. We're at about 700 members now. We do games, giveaways, prizes, and discussions, as well as check out my second channel, Coffee Shop Comics. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been your boy, Jobbers and Goons, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.